Good evening, viewers. You're now watching Hornbill TV's Nordics Express. The senior-most faculty member of Tezpur University, Dhubra Kumar Bhattacharya, assumed charge as the acting vice-chancellor on Thursday night amid ongoing protests by students and staff of the varsity seeking the removal of the incumbent VC over allegation of corruption and mismanagement. The senior-most faculty member of Tezpur University, Dhubra Kumar Bhattacharya, assumed charge as the acting vice-chancellor Thursday night amid ongoing protests by students and staff of the varsity seeking the removal of the incumbent VC over allegations of corruption and mismanagement. The campus has been in protest mode since September 21, when the authorities went ahead with regular classes and the student council elections amid the state mourning over the death of singer-composer Zubin Garg. The incumbent VC has not been seen on the campus since September 22nd, and senior Professor Rupam Katoki said that the charges against Professor Shambhunath Singh are wide-ranging, main corruption charges against him regarding the book purchased by the Central Library at the Tezpur University. Then there are corruption charges involving the beds, tables and chairs purchased for the university.
Against Professor Shambhunath Singh, is wide-ranging. There are corruption charges against him regarding the main corruption charges against him is on regarding the books purchased by the Central Library, Tezpur University. Then there are corruption charges for the beds, tables, chairs, purchased for the students of this university. The students are totally unhappy. The quality of the beds, the quality of the table, the quality of the chairs are very, very poor. The kind of table that are given to a postgraduate student, you can't believe. It's a small table. It's a very small table which is generally given to our toddlers. That kind of a table is being given to the, Central University students and postgraduate students, PhD scholars. And that too, that a table costs around, 12,000. I may be wrong, but then it's maybe more than that. 12,000, more than 12,000 rupees. A simple table, a very small table. And they are so agitated about it. And the quality of the table is so poor. The construction quality of the new hostels that are coming up within the last 6 months is so poor. The kind of a waterfall, whenever there is a rain, waterfall kind of a situation arises in the hostels. So everyone is annoyed. We have been, watching his corruption for last 2.5 years, but we did not have any evidence. But however, after this, our Jubinda's demise, everyone erupted in protest. Even I believe the Jubinda has given us the courage to go against the corruption. So everyone, you see teachers, the non-teaching staff, the students, everyone has come forward to protest against the corruption charges. And I believe it is the moral duty of a university fraternity to go against the corruption. And I believe we have done the right thing. We have protested against the corruption charges of Professor Shambhunath Singh, which is wide-ranging, which I have already told you. There are corruption charges against even for, security people. There are corruption charges because initially we had Home Guard, Assam Home Guard. They were, guarding our whole campus. However, after he assumed the charge, he brought, a company from Delhi, and that too at a cost which is doubling the cost of the previous Home Guards. So it is, the Assam government is losing the money. So we are, and we are not getting the service of the kind of service that we got during the previous Assam Home Guards, and now the service that we are getting. So there are heaven and hell difference. So there are different types of. If I keep on saying about the corruption charges of Professor Shambhunath Singh, it will be never ending. It will be never ending. We have prepared a 1,000-page document enlisting all the corruption charges against Professor Shambhunath Singh. And I believe these are very, very serious crimes that he has committed. And I believe Government of India should not, close their eyes. Government of India, we are hopeful. Government of India will institute an high-level inquiry against such a corrupt person who happened to be the Vice Chancellor. It is very, very unfortunate that he happened to be the Vice Chancellor of a Central University, and he did so much of corruption. So we are very hopeful that Government of India will institute an high-level inquiry against this corrupt person, and we are very hopeful that the outcome of this inquiry will certainly go against Professor Shambhunath Singh, and he will be punished adequately by a court.
SIT head Munna Prasad Gupta on Saturday addressed a press conference at the CID office in Guwahati regarding the ongoing investigation into the death of renowned singer Zubin Garg. Gupta stated that the investigation of CID police station case number 18/2025 is in its final stage and the special investigation team will file the charge sheet on December 12 before the court. He further informed that the SIT has so far examined more than 300 witnesses in connection with the case. Gupta clarified that case number 19/2025, which is related but separate, is still under active investigation.
Investigation of CID police station case number 18/2025 is at the final stage, and we will be filing the charge sheet before the learned court on 12th December. At this point, I can only say that the investigation is at the final stage, and we will file the charge sheet on 12th December, and once the charge sheet is laid before the court, the details will be there in the charge. We have examined more than 300 witnesses so far. It will be one charge sheet in case number 18/2025. बिल्कुल वो डेडलाइन हमको 18 दिसंबर से पहले करना है, और जो मैंने आपको अभी बताया है कि 12 दिसंबर को हम चार्ज शीट कोर्ट में दाखिल कर देंगे. That is a different case. The investigation is continuing in that case. That is 19/2025, and we will complete the investigation in due course. That could.
On the basis of reliable intelligence input, during the wee hours, a raid was conducted at Berengapad 3 on the outskirts of Silchar, Kachar district of Assam by a police team and apprehended one accused person, namely Namzul Haq Mazumdar, aged 23 years, a resident of that place. The police team recovered 1,000 yaba tablets from his possession and accordingly seized the same in presence of independent witnesses. Additional SP Subrata Sen informed that the value of the seized narcotics is about 3 crore and a case has been registered under the NDPS Act and further investigation is ongoing. At the Sebisol today, the iconic bull and bear mascot drew the attention of visitors, symbolizing the two vital moods of the stock market. The bull, representing growth and optimism, reminds investors of rising markets and new opportunities. In contrast, the bear stands for caution and market dips, encouraging everyone to stay informed and mindful while investing. Together, they reflect SEBI's core message of safe, balance and responsible investing, making the soul both educational and engaging for the participants. Indigo has announced a complete waiver on all cancellation and rescheduling fees for passengers scheduled to fly between 5 and 15 December 2025. The move comes as part of the airline's response to the ongoing crisis affecting travelling plans across the region. The airline added that customers do not need to take additional steps to initiate refunds, which will be issued proactively. The airline added that in order to accommodate stranded travellers, it has set up thousands of hotel rooms in several cities and is trying to ensure that food is served to customers who are waiting at airports, along with lounge access for senior citizens. Following that, it described as a serious operational meltdown. Indigo said these actions are a part of its efforts to stabilize its network and restore normalcy. Indigo, which operates roughly 2,300 daily flights with a fleet exceeding 400 aircraft, has experienced a significant jump in cancellation and delays at key airports throughout the week. On Friday alone, the airline cancelled more than 700 flights, driving the total number of scrapped services in recent days into the thousands and causing major disruptions at airports across the country. The severity of the disruption prompted intervention by the Directorate General of Civil Aviation, and in response to the escalating situation, the regulator rescinded a provision that had prohibited airlines from counting crew and pilot leave as weekly rest, thereby providing carriers with exchanged and enhanced flexibility in roster management under India's revised flight duty time limitations. Indigo has attributed the turmoil largely to an unexpected pilot shortage stemming from planning lapses. At airports, long queues, packed waiting areas and frustrated passengers were common. Some travellers said they were asked to deboard after boarding due to abrupt cancellation, while many took social media to criticize poor communication, limited rebooking options and soaring fares on other airlines. Manoj Chauhan, AICC General Secretary and co-in charge of Assam, claimed that Himanta Biswa Sarma is the most corrupt chief minister in the entire country. While addressing a press conference on Friday, Chauhan questioned how the chief minister's wife, Riniki Bhuyan Sarma, manages to purchase properties wherever she goes in Assam.
प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री हेमंत बिश्व शर्मा पर मैं एक चार्जशीट ला रहा हूं जो सर्वविदित है। आप लोग मीडिया के सब जिम्मेदार लोग हो, आपको सबको सब कुछ पता है, लेकिन प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री मुख्य मुद्दों से ध्यान भटकाने के लिए इधर उधर की बातें कर रहे हैं। तो सबसे पहले मैं उनसे पूछना चाहता हूं कि आप बिना कुछ इधर उधर की बात किए जो कुछ सवाल मेरे हैं, कांग्रेस के हैं, उनका सीधा जवाब दीजिए। यह आप पर एक चार्जशीट है, एक आरोप पत्र है और ये 35 साल से लेके अब तक का है। 1991 में प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री हेमंत बिश्व शर्मा जी पान बाजार पुलिस स्टेशन में उल्फा के नाम पे एक्सटॉर्शन में पकड़े गए थे और उन पर टाडा लगा था और 15 दिन वो पुलिस रिमांड पे थे। बहुत बड़ी बात है ये। उनके अपने किचन में वो रिवॉल्वर के साथ पकड़े गए थे और जो उसी साल 91 में मानवेंद्र शर्मा मर्डर केस की बात, जो भी हमारे प्रदेश के कांग्रेस के अध्यक्ष और डिप्टी लीडर लोकसभा गौरव गोगोई जी ने बात रखी है कि मानवेंद्र शर्मा मर्डर केस में वो अपनी स्थिति स्पष्ट करे। मैं ऐसा मानता हूं कि वो फाइल खुलनी चाहिए। प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री जब वो हेल्थ मिनिस्टर थे तो टेरर फंडिंग नॉर्थ कछार हिल्स ऑटोनमस काउंसिल में 1000 करोड़ की टेरर फंडिंग के मामले में उनका नाम आया था। उसके बारे में भी अपनी स्थिति स्पष्ट करें। प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री हेमंत बिस्वा शर्मा जब भाजपा में गए, उसके पहले वहां जाने के बाद तो वो पूरी तरह से वॉशिंग मशीन से धुल गए, लेकिन जो सीबीआई की चार्जशीट है शारदा स्कैम और लूसबर्गर केस में, वहां वो अपनी स्थिति स्पष्ट करें। और बात यहीं खत्म नहीं होती है। प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री तो छोड़िए, वो कहा करते हैं आजकल, बहुत मैं देखा एक दो बार, वो मैं कहीं देखा उन्होंने कहते हुए कह रहे हैं कि अरे मेरे पास तो कोई कुछ है नहीं, मैं सब कुछ अपनी, मुझे कुछ जरूरत पड़ती है तो मैं अपनी धर्मपत्नी से मांग लेता हूं। मतलब उनकी धर्मपत्नी उनको यदि कभी कुछ पैसे रुपए की बड़ी जरूरत पड़ती है तो अपनी धर्मपत्नी से मांग लेते हैं, ऋण की भुइयां जैसे। ऐसा वो स्वयं कह रहे हैं। अरे क्या उनकी धर्मपत्नी शादी से पहले अपने मायके से ये अकूत संपत्ति, जिसका कोई हिसाब किताब ही नहीं है, लेके आई थी क्या? जब सत्ता में आए, मुख्यमंत्री बने, जब आपने लूट मचाना शुरू की, तो आपकी धर्मपत्नी के पास इतना पैसा, क्या कंपनी बन गई, इतनी बड़ी कंपनियों की मालकिन हो गई। तो पैसा कहां से आया? ये पैसा आया कहां से? इस पर अपनी स्थिति स्पष्ट करें। और जब सारा देश, लाखों लाख लोग जीवन मृत्यु के बीच संघर्ष कर रहे थे, अपनी जान गंवाई, मैं मानता हूं कि 50-60 लाख लोग तो ऑफिशियल रिकॉर्ड में है कि इस देश में कोविड के टाइम में लोग मरे, अपनी जान दे दी ऑक्सीजन के अभाव में, दवाई के अभाव में। उस टाइम पे उनकी धर्मपत्नी पीपी घोटाले में लिप्त थी। और ये फ्लाईओवर जो यही से निकला है, क्या है, क्या किया गया था उसमें, ये कौन सा फ्लाईओवर स्कैम, उसमें बताएं। अपनी स्थिति स्पष्ट करें, उनकी धर्मपत्नी स्पष्ट करें अपनी स्थिति।
Russian President Vladimir Putin underscored the growing economic partnership between India and Russia while addressing the India-Russia Business Forum in New Delhi on Friday, stressing that the engagement goes far beyond energy cooperation and is aimed at deepening multifaceted relations across sectors. Putin highlighted that India and Russia remain long-time trade partners, with bilateral trade witnessing unprecedented growth.
The Indian economy is one of the fastest growing in the world. Figures speak for themselves. Over a decade, the GDP of the country has almost doubled, and in terms of the purchasing power parity, it increased by 2.5 times. Thanks to the sound economic policy and such landmark initiatives by Prime Minister Modi as Make in India program, India is strengthening its technological sovereignty. The Indian processing and light industry, IT sector, and pharmaceuticals take leading positions in the world. In Russia, we study the Indian experience with interest, and it is used in implementation of our national programs of import substitution and localization of products with high value added. The leadership of two countries, and Prime Minister Modi and I in person, pay particular attention to deepening multifaceted economic ties between Russia and India. Following today's negotiations, we adopted the program for the development of Russian and Indian economic cooperation. This comprehensive document aims at making sure that we can achieve the goal Mr. Modi and I set for ourselves, so that we can increase the trade volume by 2030 to $100 billion. It requires most active efforts of business communities from both countries, aimed at further expanding and diversification of trade volumes and building balanced structure of reciprocal trade. Given the significant trade deficit of Russia, The Russian business, our companies, are ready to manifold increase the purchase from India of a widest range of goods and services. We are interested in it, dear friends, because it makes our economy more resilient.
That's all for now. Thank you for watching Hornbill TV.